Hey, you, I need you to hit the subscribe button below.
That we in. Hey, read that. Joel chapter 2 verse 27.
Joel chapter 2 verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
So he said he is the Lord of Israel, and none else. Now give me Deuteronomy 28:15. Let's show this brother who we are. Before you leave, let's prove to you that you are the people of this book. Right. You, Andrew. You, Reggie. Read that. Deuteronomy 28. Let's start with 1 and 1. Go to 1 and 1 first. And let's show who's being spoken to. Okay, read.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Who are you speaking to, Reggie? We say all Israel. Read it from the top again.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So he's speaking, Moses is speaking to Israel. Now give me Deuteronomy 28:15. I went there to show you who's being spoken to, who's being dealt with. Read 28:15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
This is Moses speaking to these people on this sign. He said, if you don't listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
To do what?
All his commandments.
That heritage, read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
that all what?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he said, if you didn't keep the commandments, that all these curses are going to come upon you and overtake you. So let's get into some of the curses. Read.
Verse
32. Go 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Ho. Read that from the top again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
It said, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. This is being given to another people.
Right.
This is when you load it up like cargo, being shipped to another land. This is being given to another people. Read that from the top again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long.
It said, thy eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long. Meaning, what that means? That means that when your sons, your daughters were taken from you, that means that you couldn't do nothing to get them back. Only thing you could do was mourn. Only thing you could do was cry and long for your seed. Read it from the top again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
Meaning you couldn't do nothing to get your sons, your daughter back. Why? Because we broke God's laws.
Right.
We didn't keep the laws of God. Jump down to verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Therefore, because we didn't want to keep God's law, therefore God said, you shall serve your enemies. Read.
Which the Lord shall sin against thee.
Who sent them against us?
The Lord shall sin against thee. And hunger.
And hunger. God said He's going to send your enemies to you in hunger. Meaning they're going to conquer you. And they're going to enslave you in hunger. So if you was enslaved, you had to go to your enemy to eat. Right? So even today, let's bring it up today. Where do we get our food from today?
Bring it out.
Do we as a people produce our own food? Will we distribute amongst our own people? We don't do that, do we, Andrew? Okay, so who do we go to get our food? McDonald's, right? Who owns McDonald's? Who owns that corporation? Not one of us, right? So our enemies, read it from the top again, because God called them our enemies. Read that.
Right. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
God sent our enemies against us. Read, because we didn't keep His law. Read.
In hunger.
So we want to eat, we got to go to our enemies. That's a slap in the face. Read.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. If you want to drink of water, who you got to go to? Your enemies. Dasani. Who owns Dasani? Aquafina. Our enemies. We got to go to them with liquor, soda, water. We got to go to our enemies. Read.
And in nakedness.
And in what?
Nakedness.
Nakedness is going to the clothing that you wear. we got to go to our enemies, because John Puff Daddy don't own that. Okay, he didn't make the text, the raw material, the textile for that.
Let me say something real quick. Just to explain what he's talking about as a curse. This is how you know it's a curse, because in our mind, we think we all good in the hood here in America as black men, black women, right? Because we see entertainers on TV and things. We think that slavery was a long time ago, oppression was a long time ago. Read that from the top again. I'm going to show you something about verse 48. Read that.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
This is the serving of our enemies. When they put us on auction slave blocks, and they sent some of our kids to Texas, some of them to Virginia, right, some of them to Georgia, and then left the mother in Florida, but they sold her in Miami, and then sold the father to somebody in Tallahassee. Split us all up, right? Read on.
In hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness.
Now, this is how you know this is a curse. As a man, what are we supposed to do if you have a family? What is your role as a man? If you have a woman, a wife, and kids, what does God require from you? What? Say it again. To provide. What do you say, brother? Huh? Same thing, to provide. You know how this is a curse? Read that from the top again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
Without that enemy saying that you are allowed to buy from his McDonald's, you're allowed to drink his Jack Daniels, you're allowed to stay in his apartment. Without him saying that, you wouldn't have none of that stuff. That is a curse from God. As a man, we can't even provide food for our family unless our enemy says, black people can come in here. Because it was at a time when they said, niggas, go to the back.
Right.
Go to the side door. Sit in the back of the bus. All of that stuff. It didn't change.
Right. That's right.
At all. Now they just see the benefit of you black men coming in, patronizing their companies. Right? Because who keeps these places open? Who drinks the most Hennessy? Is it white folk or black people? It's us. Who drank the most Jack? It's us. Who buy the most expensive clothes and shoes? Who is it? It's us. We keep this nation afloat. So instead of putting you in hard bondage and chains no more, they said, let's just destroy their mind and take their money. Now when it comes to a black-owned business, we don't even shop with them. We would rather go to McDonald's instead of going to the Jamaican food store. I don't really mess with them. Let me go over here to McDonald's and give them my money. Read that again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in the want of all things.
In the want of all things. That goes into things like your government issued ID, your birth certificate, your death certificate. It has the governor on there, the white governor of the state you're in, that approves that you can drive a car on their streets. And you said you was what earlier? When he asked you what was your nationality, you said I'm a what? You said I'm a king. What king got to go to another nation for everything?
Right.
That lets you know that we are under the curses of God. For what reason though? Jump back up to 45.
Verse 45.
Because I don't want you to forget this, because God calls us Israelites in the Bible. That's your God-given name. Now, you might be from the tribe of Judah if you are called by the name the white man gave you when you got off the boat of American black. Where would you find yourself in? Would you be Judah? Would you be Benjamin from the islands? Would you be Haitian from Haiti? Or Levi from Haiti? Where would you fall at over here? At Judah. What about you, brother? Judah too? These are the God-given names that he gave you. But you know what the white man did? When he took you off this boat, right here, what did he say? Call these niggas American black.
See? That's right.
And that's what you've been referring to yourself as for the longest. I did it too. We was all the same way. But once we understood who God calls us being an Israelite, from the tribe of Judah, and why we was under these curses. Read verse 45 again.
Verse 45, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
Now listen to the reason that we got to go as a man to the other nations for food, water, and clothes. Read.
And overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearken not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
To do what?
To keep his commandments.
To do what?
Keep his commandments.
Did that say religion? Did that say because I'm not a good Christian? Did that say because I'm not a devout Muslim? What did it say, brother? Because we didn't do what? Keep his what? His commandments. The Bible ain't about man-made religion.
Right.
It's about the commandments of God to the people of Israel that should be identifying themselves as Judah, that got to go to the white man that oppresses them just for food. And if you don't dress how they tell you to dress when you come in the store, we refuse you service. You can't come in here without a shirt on. Thank you. Oh, you can't come into here with your white tee on and your hat. We don't allow that in here. That is code for you got to do what we tell you to do. Go ahead.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.